Hello and welcome to the heliosblog. My name is Helios. Today, we're going to talk about 10 reasons why strong, independent women need men. The matriarchy says that strong, independent women don't need men. Let's analyze situations where men are absolutely necessary in order to maintain female primacy, all of them, and see if independent holds up. I think we all know where this is going. Here we go. Enjoying my content? Check out my blog at heliosblog.com. On YouTube, you can support me by liking and subscribing. I'm also on Spotify if you'd prefer a podcast. If you're interested in my books, The Strategist Guide to Seduction and Quotes to Live By, they're available on Amazon. In addition, you can follow me on Patreon at theheliosblog for exclusive content. On with the show. Number 1, marriage. Every girl's mommy wants her to get married. The strong, independent woman, therefore, needs a man to fulfill the role of husband for her. How else can she rub her status in the faces of all her strong, independent friends? She gets married, having totally never needed a man, except for status and pleasing mom. She still maintains a strong independence in the household since she runs it. She's independent from her husband sexually, so it counts. She doesn't need the salary of her husband in order to maintain the house she runs. He's just there. Counting the total household income is for misogynists. Number 2, social standing. Women consider married women to be the highest status. A woman who has full control of an NPC is one to look up to. The woman is totally strong and independent and doesn't need her slave though, don't forget. He's just there to be pretty. Pay no attention to the money and things he's doing for her. She could do them all for herself if she wanted. A strong, independent woman doesn't need a man after all. Number 3, deferential treatment. A strong, independent woman expects to be treated as such. She's so much better than everyone else, why not remind herself of that fact? The way she's treated in public and in private totally doesn't count. Of course, NPCs are the ones that treat her this way, but she doesn't need them to cement her status. She's this powerful whether men are there to kiss her ass or not. All those likes and comments on social media don't matter to her. Strong and independent women don't need men, remember? Number 4, slave services. In relationships, strong independent women, as the boss bitches they are, don't expect to do anything. Their man, slave/butler, should cook, clean, shop for groceries, taxi her around, etc. She doesn't need him though. Slave services are free. They are just the treatment a strong, independent woman deserves. Women are not at all dependent on beta slaves kissing their asses and maintaining their position. Saying that women need men is misogyny. Number 5, children. For a woman to have children, her biological imperative, she needs a sperm donor. Since she's strong and independent, she can choose any man she wants. She doesn't need the man to have a child. She's strong and independent. She only needs his money. Her strong independence means that she raises a child without a father. She doesn't need him, and neither do her kids. The children that grow up without a father end up having worse outcomes means nothing to strong, independent women. She has to prove to the world that she doesn't need men. Consequences be damned. Number 6, trash collector. Icky tasks like taking trash to the dump are not for strong, independent women. They escaped those difficult times years ago. Those tasks are for slaves to do. Since slaves aren't men, women don't depend on men for the service of maintaining her clean and orderly world. She gets to be fully free and independent while not having to take the trash out. Number 7, repair services. Many strong, independent women have never picked up a screwdriver or even a plunger. They don't need men to do this though, since they're strong and independent. When a repairman comes and does the job, he doesn't count as a man. He's an NPC, a slave of society. Slaves don't count as men, and she can remain strong and independent while not needing a man. You see, if you just change the definition of what man means, she doesn't need one. Number 8, alpha sex. Strong, independent women have needs too. They need to experience the full range of emotions. This includes alpha sex. They totally don't need men for this, since they're strong and independent. The rationalizations like, it just happened, or I could have used a vibrator, allow them to remain strong and independent. Alphas are not men that they depend on, they're just there for temporary pleasure. Since they're not always around, women don't need them. Number 9, child support. Many women, being strong and independent, are single parents. They don't have enough money to take care of their children, and so they use child support. This does not mean they're dependent on men, though. Since the check comes from the government, they don't need a man. Even though it took a man to create that child, and a man's money goes into raising that child, that woman remains strong and independent. Number 10. Alimony. Many strong, independent women feel that the workplace is too harsh a place due to sexism. They still need money to live strong, independent lives, however. Some strong women use alimony from a beta slave, rather than working in order to fuel their powerful don't-need-no-man lives. The NPC is not a man to her, so it doesn't count. Divorce courts favor her since she's so strong and independent, so that she can take care of herself when her marriage is done. Since the man is supporting her from a distance, she doesn't need him. Conclusion. Clearly, in every one of these scenarios, even though the women claim they're strong and independent, every benefit is derived from men in some way. As a result, they're obviously not independent, but in fact hopelessly dependent on men for all their strong, independent woman benefits. Women need men for practically every benefit that women get in our society. It has been socially engineered to be this way. Now you know.